Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. It's early December and this will be my last movie quiz of the year. So obviously a little bit of a 15 questions. How many points have we got up for grabs? 34 points up for grabs, 15 questions. There might be the odd TV series thrown in as well, but obviously we call it a movie quiz, don't we? So this is number 6 now. So if you've not had a go at any of the other 5, please look back on the playlists and have a go. And they're great to just have a bit of fun, you know, with your group of friends, etc. And, you know, there's plenty to go at, isn't there? And I hope you enjoy it anyway. So this is movie quiz number 6. I'll give you time to answer. Obviously, you can pause. You can pause the vlog, or if you're just listening to this, you can just pause it and think about it a little bit longer. It's up to you. It's only a bit of fun, obviously. You know, there's nothing up for grabs or anything. So you do what you want to do. Try and do it within the time limit I give you, or you can always pause it and have a think. But there's no point in going on to Google and stuff because I'll give you the answers at the end anyway. So there we go. And I'll tell you how many I would have got at the end of this as well, because I wouldn't have got all of these. Obviously, I've researched some of them. Some I knew, some I had to look up myself, obviously. So I'll tell you what my score is as well at the end of this. All right, so welcome to movie quiz number 6 anyway. So say we're in early December. So a lot of these will have a Christmassy sort of feel to them as well. Some of the questions, there'll be more Christmas films involved than normally on these quizzes. Right, let's get off then. Question number 1. You've got 5 points for this one. There's 5 points up for grabs, and it's a visual one. So if you're listening to this, I'll describe it to you, and perhaps you'll be able to get it. But otherwise, just knock 5 points off the end scored if you're not able to do it. But I'm just going to show you a cover now from a really famous film. Here we go. So six. What is it? 6 Academy Award winner. Best Picture, 6 Academy Awards. What's the name of the movie? What's the name of the film? What year was it made? I'll give you half a point a year either way. So what year was it produced? Or did it appear? And which 3 stars are on the sleeve? So which movie, what year, and which 3 stars are on the sleeve? So if you're not looking at this, you're listening to it. It's 2 girls dressed in like 20s glamour sort of stuff, with a very dapper 1920s looking guy in the middle of them. Obviously, it's a singing, dancing film. So which year did it first come out, and which 3 actors or actor and actresses, if you're old like me, and that's what we still call them. Right, that's the first one. Question 1, 5 points up for grabs there. Right, second question. Give you long enough on that one. Second question is a true or false question. So you've got a 50-50 chance if you don't know the answer. Jim Carrey voices Sonic the Hedgehog in the new movie due out in February 2020. So the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Jim Carrey voices Sonic the Hedgehog. Is this true or false? Jim Carrey. Sonic the Hedgehog 2020. I was rubbish at that. The kids loved that game. It's obviously on the old PlayStation, but I was terrible. Everything happened too fast for me. Be interested to see how the film goes. Question 3. Up to now, so we're early December, there have been a certain amount of films based on the film Nativity. It's a British thing based on Nativity, obviously a Christmas film. There have been a number of these films now. Has there been 2, 3, 4, or 5? So there's a nativity film, obviously, with nativity in the names, and there's been either 2, 3, 4, or 5. So multiple question, one of those. How many nativities-based films have there been as of December 2019? So it's worth a guess, isn't it, if you don't know? Right, famous movie lines. A famous movie featured the following line. Go ahead, make my day. What was the name of the film? 4 points up for this one. What was the name of the film? What year did it come out? Again, I'll give you half a point if you hear it out either way. What was the name of the character who spoke that line? on who was the actor. So you got 4 points up for grabs. Go ahead, mate. What year? What character spoke the words? Who acted it? And what movie was it? So potential 4 points there. It's up for grabs. First one, who will blank? Who will blank? Second one, blank the situation. Blank the situation. And for the third point, boy for blank. Boy for blank. So what are the missing words? 3 points up for grabs. Who will blank? Blank the situation. Boy for blank. Question 6, 2 points up for grabs on this one. The movie Stand By Me is based on a short story. Who wrote this short story, and what was the short story called? That's quite a tough one. Certainly 2 points up for grabs, a point each. Who wrote it? Who wrote this short story, of which the film Stand By Me is based? And what was the name of the short story? Obviously, it's not the same name as the film. Too easy, that, wouldn't it? The same name as the film. Stand By Me. Fantastic film. Question 7. Wonderful, wonderful. One of my favourites. I always watch this every Christmas. It's a Wonderful Life with the wonderful James Stewart. George, the main character, lost his hearing in which year and how did it happen? So again, 2 points up for grabs. He lost his hearing, but which year did he lose his hearing in? Is it his left or his right, or his right or his left, depending which way of your mirror image? So which year, left or right? You got a 50-50 chance for that one, haven't you? And how did he lose it? How did he damage his ear? 2 points up for grabs. Okay, number 8. Multiple choice again, so you have got a chance here. The new version of A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, received 8 Oscar nominations. But how many did it win? Did it win none, nothing, 1, 2, or 3? They received 8 Oscar nominations. So again, you can have a guess, can't you? Did it actually receive none, 1, 2, or 3? The Star Is Born. Question 9. Back in 2011, Aardman teamed up with Sony to produce a wonderful Christmas film. This is not one I watch every Christmas, but I do watch every couple of Christmases also. They produced Arthur Christmas back in 2011. And the base of the film was a young girl had been missed out. A present hadn't been dropped off for this young girl. And Arthur obviously goes to save the day. But what was the present? What hadn't been delivered? What did they forget to deliver? So in Arthur Christmas back in 2011, what present wasn't dropped off with the little girl? Good film, isn't it, Arthur Christmas? Question 10. Another great Christmas film. Scrooged, with the wonderful Bill Murray. It ended with a very uplifting song at the end of this film. What was the song called? They all sing at the end, led by Mr. Murray. And just for a bonus point, there's 2 points up for grabs. And for another point, what year was Scrooged released? Again, I'll give you half a point if you're a year out either way. So what was the name of the song at the end of the film? The very uplifting song. Singing it in my head now. That's best place for it. I don't want to upset you all by singing it out loud. And what year was Scrooge released in the UK? I think it's probably the US as well, same year. Question 11. This is a TV series one, so we threw the odd one in, didn't we, on the movie quiz? But hey, in what year did season 1 of Game of Thrones first air? So what year was the season 1 first available? So which year did it first show? Is it HBO on the American network, obviously over here in Britain? Another 2 points up. In that very first season, two very well-known British actors played parts. One played as Ned Stark and one as Robert Baratheon. So which of the 2 actors that played those parts? So what year was Game of Thrones season 1 first out? And which 2 well-known British actors played the parts of Ned Stark and Robert Baratheon? 3 points up for grabs. This is an unusual one. Question 12. It's a bit of a trivia one, you admit. Unusual. Marty McFly. We all remember Marty McFly by a wonderful Michael J. Fox. But originally, Michael J. Fox wasn't playing that part. The actual filming started with another actor to play Marty McFly in the wonderful Back to the Future films. Actually, 6 weeks into the filming before it was changed and Michael J. Fox got the gig. What other actor was playing Marty McFly before Michael J. Fox come on board? It's quite a tough one, obviously, that one. Only 1 point up for grabs, but if you know that one, well done you. Well, that's very interesting. Which other actor was playing Marty McFly? But then, I'll tell you what happened when I give you the answer, but it wasn't Michael J. Fox originally. Which actor? Question 13. We're looking for some. Back to a Christmassy film. Home Alone, 1990. I'm sure we all know it. We all love it, don't we? And we do watch it numerous times. 3 points up for grabs. How old was Kevin in the film, the original film? How old was he? What is his family's surname? So what's the family called? And where were they going on vacation? No, I'm not going to give you an extra point for the city and the country, but I'll give you a point for either. So obviously, if you get both, great. But there's only 3 points up for grabs. So how old was Kevin? What was the family's surname? And where were they going on holiday? What city and what country, or what city or what country? Which doesn't matter. Still worth a point. Penultimate one. I'll give you enough time for that one. Question 14. Rocky Balboa, in the original Rocky, is a struggling boxer, not a struggling actor. Freudian slip there. Rocky Balboa is a struggling boxer, but how in the film Rocky is he earning his dosh? How was he earning money on a regular basis? What's he doing to earn money? And also his soon to become girlfriend Adrian, how is she earning her money? What's she doing for work? So 2 points up for grabs. I'll give you a bit of leeway with the answers there, for as long as they're within reason to what I give you as the answer, you can have your points. So what job was Rocky Balboa doing, and what job or where was Adrian working? Question 15, last one. I'll finish on a Christmas one. And we finish on the wonderful Muppet Christmas Carol. It came out in 1992. Which Muppets played the role of number 1, Charles Dickens, number 2, Bob Cratchit, and number 3, his wife, Emily Cratchit? So 3 points for that. In Muppet Christmas Carol, who played Charles Dickens? Which Muppet? Who played Bob Cratchit, which Muppet? And who played Emily Cratchit, which Muppet? Make a note of what points I get as we go through the answers. Right, are we ready? First one. Cover quiz, obviously. The wonderful, superb Chicago. So there's 5 points up for grabs, wasn't there? So Chicago, year release 2002. So if you're a year either way, 2001, 2003, give yourself half a point. If you're 2002, give yourself a full point. And of course, the three actors: Catherine Zeta-Jones, Renée Zellweger, and Richard Gere. So there's 5 points. Chicago, 2002, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Renée Zellweger, Richard Gere. What would I have got? Would I have got the year if it came out? I'll give myself a half. I'll give myself 4.5 out of 5 on that one. I would have probably guessed 2002, but I'll be mean on myself and say I might have got it wrong and give myself half a point. Number 2. Well, I would have probably got this wrong, actually, even though it's only true or false. Jim Carrey voices Sonic the Hedgehog in the new movie due out in February 2020. Well, no, it's actually, he plays Dr. Ivo Robotnik, so he's not the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. So that statement is false. So I'll give myself 0. I'll probably guess that it's the sort of thing Jim Carrey would have done, voice-wise, you know, thinking of the Grinch, stuff like that. So I've got that wrong. Yes, it's false. He's actually Ivo Robotnik in the film. Some of you all know that probably anyway. Nativity films. Question 3, nativity films. Yeah, I've probably got this right, and I've sat through the last 2, depressingly enough. 2, 3, 4, or 5. There's actually 4 of them. You got the original in 2009, Nativity. Nativity Danger in the Manger in 2012. Nativity Dude Where's My Donkey in 2016, and 2018 Nativity Rocks. So there's been 4 nativity films. So give yourself a point if you got 4. Yeah, I would have got that right. Go ahead, make my day. Well, you know, it's obviously question 4. Featured in Sudden Impact, which I would have got. 2005, I'm not too sure if I would have got the date. The character was Harry Callaghan. I'll give you, if you just say Harry or Callaghan, that's fine. I'll give you a point. And obviously, it was the famous Clint Eastwood. I'll give myself 3 out of 4 there. I may have missed up on the year, to be honest with you. It's always hard, isn't it, thinking back. Sudden Impact. Harry Callaghan, Clint Eastwood, 2005. Fill in the blank. Yeah, I'm going to give myself 3 for this fill in the blank. 3 Oliver songs. Who will buy? Of course. Who will buy? There you go. Reviewing the situation. And Boy for Sale. So sale's the blank. Sale, reviewing, and buy. So there you go. How many did you get out of the 3? I got all 3. I love one of my favourite movies, Oliver. So I wouldn't have gone far wrong with that one. Right. Stand By Me. The short story it's based on was written, of course, by Stephen King, which I would have remembered. But the actual story was called The Body. So I'm only going to give myself 1. I wouldn't have got 2. I wouldn't have got The Body, I don't think. But once I researched it, I did remember. So sort of, but I wouldn't have known it offhand. So that's Stephen King and The Body, obviously, was what's the film wonderful film Stand By Me was based on. Question 7. It's a Wonderful Life. Another bit of a trick one here as well. It's actually his left ear that he damaged, and he actually damaged it saving his brother Harry from the icy water. Now, obviously, I remember him getting slapped by Mr. Garver in the shop, but obviously that just made it work. That just made it bleed. It had happened before then. So if you said that was what caused it, you're wrong. It was saving Harry from the cold water. And obviously it was his left ear. So I'm going to give myself 2 points. I would have known that. So 1 each for those anyway. Left ear, icy water. Oscar winners. A Star Is Born. 8 Oscar nominations. How many did it win? Only won 1 for Best Original Song for Shallow. I mean, I would have guessed probably at 1. Yeah, I will give myself a point because I knew it didn't do very well. But I knew the song had won the Oscar. So it won the one Oscar, even though it got 8 nominations for Best Original Song. Question 9. For Christmas, what was the present that wasn't delivered to the girl? Well, it was a bicycle, a little bicycle. I probably wouldn't have remembered that myself, so I'm going to give myself no points for that. I don't think I would have remembered that, but if you did, well done. Give yourself a point. For Christmas, it was a bicycle. Scrooge, another one where obviously you've got a date to remember, which, some of you might have got near. The famous song, obviously, is Put a Little Love in Your Heart. That's the song. And the world would be a better place. So that's the song, Put a Little Love in Your Heart. And, of course, the film was released in 1988. So your year out either way, give yourself half a point. I'll give yourself half for that. I knew it was the late 80s. I might have said 89, actually. 1 point for Put a Little Love in Your Heart. Great song, great film. In what year did season 1 Game of Thrones air? Well, that was 2011. Now I'm thinking back to what season we are now, so I would have took a guess at that. So it's only, I'm not going to give you half a point if you year either way. It's just a straightforward point for that one. Yeah, I would have got the year right. And the 2 actors, obviously, who played Ned Stark and Robert Baratheon, of course, was Sean Bean and Mark Addy. And I may have forgot Mark Addy, actually, so I'm only going to give myself 2 out of 3 for that. So that was 2011 was the first season, and obviously the 2 British actors were Sean Bean and Mark Addy, who played Ned Stark and Robert Baratheon. I would have probably forgot Mark Addy, to be honest with you. And number 12, well, I wouldn't have got this right, and obviously if you got this right, all credit to you. Of course, Michael J. Fox wasn't originally playing Marty McFly. It was Eric Stoltz was originally going to play Marty McFly, and he was actually dropped because it just didn't seem right for the part. And how quite right they were. It was apparently too dark and broody, so in the early rushes they just dropped it. I mean, I'm sure he got paid a compensation, Mr. Stoltz, but yeah, I couldn't. It's not a sort of character I can imagine playing that role now. That's obviously Michael J. Fox made it his own. But yes, if you got Eric Stoltz, that's a point. Well done to you if you did. Home Alone. How old was Kevin in Home Alone, the original? Yeah, I'll give you half a point if you want either way. I'll give myself half a point. Yeah, it was actually 8. So if you said 7 or 9, give yourself half a point. The surname of the family, McAllisters. So yeah, probably got that. And you only get 1 point. And if you either said Paris or France or both, it's still 1 point. Obviously, we're going on holiday to Paris, France. So I'll give myself 2.5 for that anyway, for that out of 3. I wouldn't have got all 3 on that one. He was 8 years old. The McAllisters, Paris, France. So Paris or France, give yourself a point. Rocky Balboa is a struggling boxer, so how was he earning his money? Well, yeah, it was in a bit of, well, anything like debt collecting, if you got an answer similar to that, he was obviously getting various debts off people. And of course, Adrian worked in a pet store, didn't she? Tropical Fish pet store. So again, if you've anything like that answer, give yourself a point. Yeah, I mean, I'll give myself 2 for that. I knew he was a debt collector. I knew where she was working in the pet shop. So Tropical Fish, the pet star for Adrian, and debt collector was what Rocky Balboa was doing. And the last one we've got, you should get 3 points. If you don't get 3 points here, what you've been up to? What in the Muppet Christmas Carol? Who played Charles Dickens was obviously Gonzo, the great Gonzo. Bob Cratchit was, of course, Kermit the Frog. And Emily, I mean, his wife, who else is going to play his wife? It's got to be Miss Piggy, hasn't it? So I was going to throw Michael Caine in there somewhere, but I thought, no, I'll leave it at the Muppets. 3 points. So there's a point each for Great Gonzo, Kermit, and Miss Piggy. So I'll give myself 3 for that one as well. You tot up what you've got. So out of a possible 34, I've got 26.5. So did you beat that? Well done if you did. Excellent. If you got anything, if you got halfway, if you got less than 10, give up. You have to start watching more movies If you got between 10 and 15, well done. If you got between 15 and 20, excellent. If you got over 20, and anyway, near 26 and a half, absolutely superb. Well done. Proud of you. Hope you enjoyed that anyway. Please have a look back at some of the other quizzes. Push the old subscribe button. Push the bell notifications when these are coming out. The next, I'll do another one in early January, obviously 2020, into a new year. Whenever you're watching this, and it could be in the past, couldn't it? Could be 10 years down the line. I might no longer be here in one way or the other. You don't know, do you? These funny, these things, aren't they? The internet and YouTube and stuff. I mean, what happens to all these things, all these thousands and thousands of video, and who owns them, etc. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject out of there. Right, anyway, please follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie, on Facebook at Bernard and Email, links for movie game nostalgia.com, my website for DVDs, board games, and obviously posters. And obviously YouTube for movie reviews, board game reviews, and if you're into football, Manchester City stuff, old and new. So please have a look through there, have a look through the playlist. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy that anyway. I enjoyed doing the movie quiz once a month. So let me know in the comments below or on Twitter what scores you get, and I'll post them below when people tell me what they've got. It's really nice to know what other people are getting, and don't be embarrassed. It doesn't matter, does it? I mean, I watch a lot of films, but I forget loads of stuff as well. So 26 and a half, and it's only about just over 2/3, isn't it? I didn't do fantastic myself anyway. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Whatever you're doing the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and obviously more importantly, look after your family. And I'll see you all hopefully again very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.